Hi everyone, Jan Shimano here again, and welcome to my video on article writing for beginners. I'd just like to ask you a question. Are you intimidated at the thought of writing an article that could be published on the internet and viewed by millions and millions of people? Well, if you say yes, then you have a lot of company, because a lot of people who have never written an article for the internet market before feel quite intimidated at the prospect of doing it. Now, there are a few things that hold people back from writing articles. First of all, they're really not sure about the subject matter. What should they write about? Well, there are some people that write articles that do it strictly because of the love of writing, and they're not doing it to increase their business or anything like that. For those particular people, then they can write about whatever it is they're passionate about, whatever interests they have, then they can write their articles. But for people that are wanting to use this article writing as a means to generate leads for their business, then of course they would want to choose a subject that could easily be converted back to their website. Because if you're writing, say, an article on cats and dogs, and your business has absolutely nothing to do with cats and dogs at all, it's going to be very difficult to make that transition. So you have to have a smooth transition from your subject matter to your actual business and your website. Now, one thing to remember is that there is absolutely nothing new under the sun. Just about everything has been written about, and probably written about thousands of times. So don't think that you're going to have to come up with some very, very unique idea to write about, because that's not the case. It's all been written about before, but nobody has written it quite the way that you would write it, because you are a unique person. You use a certain writing style, certain vocabulary that even in the writing of it can identify you. People say, oh yes, that really sounds like Jan or whoever it is has written the article. And another thing that's very important to remember when it comes to writing articles for the internet is that they are very, very short. The articles are recommended to be between 400 and 600 words. Now, that only turns out to be about 8 paragraphs with 3 short sentences in each paragraph. You know, once you start to write these articles, you'll realize that you've practically finished the article before you feel like you've even started it, because those 8 short paragraphs can get written very, very quickly. The thing to remember about your articles is that the first thing you want to do right off the bat is grab your reader's attention. So that paragraph number 1 is very, very important. The middle of your article sometimes gets scanned very quickly by the reader, and then they just zip right down to the last paragraph. So your final paragraph, it has to wrap things up very, very neatly. And what I suggest you do is that you write the way you speak, because you do want the reader to see your personality coming through, and do this throughout the whole article, even including your resource box. Now, some people who do feel very, very uncomfortable about the thought of writing articles have thought that they perhaps would like to outsource this, and that can be very inexpensive, but you have to remember that a lot of these outsourcing article writers do not live in North America, and their English is not always the best, and some of the article directories, eZine articles specifically, which is the biggest one, they are not terribly strict, but they are quite observant of the way that the article is written, and so they do reject around 30 to 35% of articles that are forwarded to them because of this one factor. So all I can say to you is really, before you even think about sourcing your articles, just really give it a try to do it yourself. You won't realize how easy it is until you actually do it. And I'm telling you that the exposure that you can get from article writing is really phenomenal, and I'm going to cover that subject in another little video. But just go ahead, sit down at that computer, start punching out a few paragraphs, and before you know it, you'll have done your 8 paragraphs. Submit it, and in a few days you're going to see it up there on the internet, and you'll wonder why you've waited so long to start to write articles. Anyway, please visit me at my website there, and if ever I can be of any help to you, please let me know. Thanks for coming by today, and we'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.